If your plan to lose fat is just by doing more and more cardio, then this video is going to save you months of wasted effort and time and will actually help you achieve a better end result. So make sure you stay to the end of the video to find out exactly how you can lose fat without doing this endless cardio. Now I just want to start off by saying cardio does have its place, but if you're relying on it as your main strategy to lose fat, you're making the process way harder than it needs to be. And I get it, it feels like it's the right choice, because when you get out there and you start running, you're sweating more, your heart rate's up, and if you have a watch on or the cardio equipment, it's telling you you've burned up to 500 calories. But here's the thing that no one tells you. Cardio only burns calories whilst you're doing cardio. And when the machine or your watch tells you you've burned up to 500 calories, these are normally highly inaccurate and can't be relied on as an accurate representation of how many calories you burned in that given session. Now, burning calories during cardio is great, but it's not the thing that's going to transform your body. What's really going to make a big difference is lifting weights. Lifting weights beats cardio every single time. And once you understand this comparison I'm about to show you, it will all make perfect sense. Think of cardio as lighting and burning a match, and think of weightlifting as a fireplace. Now the match is going to light quickly, burn bright, but burn out pretty fast. But the fireplace, once you set it up and you get it burning, even once the fire's gone out, it's going to continue to heat the house long after the fire was there. Cardio only burns calories while you're doing it, whereas lifting weights burns calories during the session, after the session, and even once you've gone to sleep. And here's why. Muscle increases how many calories you burn per day. So 1 kilo of muscle burns between 50 to 70 calories per day, just from being on your body. So if you build an extra 4 kilos of muscle, that's potentially an extra 200 to 280 calories burned per day just at rest. Now, you're not going to put on 4 kilos of muscle overnight, but every session you go to the gym, you're not only going to be burning calories in that session, but you're also going to be working on building more muscle, which is going to help you burn more calories just at rest. And this will explain why people that lift weights can typically eat 500 to 700 calories more than people who just rely on doing 45 minutes of cardio per day. And if that wasn't a big enough reason to rely on lifting weights over just doing cardio, here's another reason. People who rely solely on doing cardio for fat loss can lose up to 50% of their weight loss in muscle. Take two people wanting to lose 10 pounds, but one does only cardio and the other only does weightlifting. Now, they both lost 10 pounds, but the cardio only person might have lost only 5 pounds of fat, but they lost 5 pounds of muscle. Whereas the person relying on lifting weights to lose fat only lost 1 pound of muscle and the rest was all fat. And then here's the real kicker. Muscle loss also equals a slower metabolism because we now have less muscle burning more calories for us. And lastly, did you know cardio actually increases the hunger hormone ghrelin? Ever notice that when you finish a piece of cardio, you feel starving hungry? Yet, when you do a weightlifting session, your appetite stays more stable. You don't feel as hungry. Because how many of you have ever finished doing a cardio session and then thought to reward themselves because they just burned this, say, 500 calories? Well, that bit of snacking is what then ends up wiping out all the calories that you burned. And normally we end up overeating how many calories we think we may have burned doing that bit of cardio anyway. Whereas lifting weights doesn't spike your hunger hormone, so you don't finish lifting weights and go and overeat, which makes it so much easier to stick to a calorie deficit. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not anti-cardio. I don't think you should never run. It definitely has its place in your plan. It improves your heart health, it strengthens your lungs, and improves your recovery between sets in the gym. So cardio absolutely has its place in your plan, but it shouldn't be your sole plan for losing fat. A good way to think of it is use cardio to improve your health, but use lifting weights and a calorie deficit to make sure you're losing fat. So here's a simple formula that you can use. Lift weights 2 to 4 times per week. Hit an average step count of 7 to 10,000 steps per day, and use cardio as a tool to support your fat loss. So if you've been solely relying on doing cardio for fat loss, as your body adapts and becomes more efficient, you'll always have to be increasing the amount of cardio that you do. Whereas if you rely on lifting weights, hitting your step count and staying in a calorie deficit, you'll get better results in half the time and just use cardio as a way of supporting your plan. If you like this video, then make sure to go watch my last video, which is my beginner's guide on how to start losing fat. And if you want to take your training to the next level when it comes to losing fat, building muscle, and actually staying consistent, all my coaching links are in the description below. And leave a comment. What is your training currently looking like and what is your main goal? Make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.